So, hello and welcome to this live stream. So today we are going to be talking about the news. So in England, what we have is multiple people have thrown their name into the hat for the candidacy of Conservative Party leader, which is an interesting thing in politics, really, where a party gets into power and you know which leader you're running for. It is a little bit dodgy. Sorry, it's a little bit dodgy to have a leader who you aren't technically voting for. You know, you're just kind of voting for the party, which can diminish a party's votes or in some cases increase the party's votes. You know, you may not particularly support a particular party, but then you kind of feel forced because you want a particular leader. I would probably say that would be the case with a lot of Labour candidates in in England, back a while back there, where you had things where, you know, you had candidates who, you know, you may not have agreed with because they were neo-Labour, and you know, in England you had Jeremy Corbyn in power. You might wanted him, and now you know you may not have that choice anymore. So that's kind of thing here. So that's where you have a lot of conservative Tory people going up for election there. So that's one of the things you have there that's going on, where, you know, who knows who will win that Tory leadership campaign. But, you know, in other news, a man has been jailed for possession of child abuse images after he was caught taking upskirt images on the train. Yeah, so a court has found 500,000 images on a flash drive he had. God, yeah, that's something, isn't it? Something indeed. So that's sort of the thing you have there, where, yeah, the world proves that it is still a bit of a not the best place. But, you know, moving on, we have a news coming from the US. So Joe Biden has said the US Supreme Court is out of control before signing an order on abortion access. This is after heavy criticism from people within his own party who were like, maybe we should be against this whole, you know, taking away women's rights thing. You know, maybe we should be against that, you know, publicly. You know, but because before this wasn't too against it. So who knows? Is this genuine? Well, who knows? This also came with a request to elect people who were pro, you know, choice. So yeah, this is a thing the Democratic Party in America does a lot. I think the Democratic Party realized they basically have a one-party system in America, but it's just the Republicans are like, no. We are your out and out, you know, right-wing people. You go for us when you want kind of fascist, libertarian, you know, conservative, neoliberal, neo-labor kind of style things. That's what you go for us for. And then the Democratic Party are going, yeah, we're kind of conservative centrist parties, but okay, well then we're gonna have to basically say all the things for all the other people who don't really want you, because that way we can get their votes. The issue is, of course, that they don't actually do anything. You know, there still is not free healthcare in America. There still is a gun violence problem in America. There's still many things the Democrats are supposed to be against, and they've had power before where they could do something about it, but they don't. I don't hear that is an issue of having a two-party system where you don't really get to choose. You just have to sort of deal with people who are outright going to not do anything and going to admit they're not going to do anything, or go with a party that will say, yeah, just give us some money and give us some votes, and then sure, and then don't actually do anything. So there's that as well. You know, and the Justice Minister in whatchamacallit in Ireland is in favour of higher rate of tax for convicted drug dealers. So it's supposedly that there's changes in the tax system is not presently being considered, but some have also said that it wouldn't be a bad thing. So, you know, maybe any drug dealers out there, of the from the stream information of 0 people, maybe you'll be in trouble soon. You have to pay higher taxes. But of course, there's plenty of tax loopholes there for you to not pay any tax anyway. So yes, and furthermore, in other news, what do we have? Well, Elon Musk has said that he's terminating a $44 billion Twitter buy. So yeah. This is a conversation that's happened all this time, and I think it really does come down to, well, what exactly do you think the reason was for this entire thing? Was it to inflate Twitter's stock and then deflate it and all these sort of things, just have some fun, basically? And some might point to the fact that Tesla stock did go down significantly enough, which of course would have decreased its wealth. And that might be a reason why he's decided to go back on the thing. It's a bit like if, you were going to buy a deep fat fryer and then you realized, well, it might burn your home down. This thing, it's not expensive for you. For him, it's like a third of his wealth, less really. But it might cause damage to the thing that is very costly. So buying Twitter looks like it could damage his actual wealth, which is his Tesla stock. And that did go up apparently after he announced this, which once again could be fluctuating. He could have just done that so he could sell some more Tesla stock. Elon Musk is a man who has been, shown to have broken a couple of the old rules and laws when it comes to trading. Buying things such as, cryptocurrencies and then announcing he's bought some cryptocurrencies, meaning that people go out and buy them and then he'll sell them and make a ton of money out of delusional people who are going ahead and investing in something just because he said so, even though they should know the only reason he's saying so is because he has a thing that goes up in value when other people go and buy it. So, that kind of thing. Man who, has, Twitter, for example, hadn't announced that he was going to buy the stock before he bought it, which is, illegal, because that means people can't make, actual stock decisions. If he goes and buys the stock, he's not buying the stock at the rate that the stock would cost had the market known he was going to buy it. Those kind of things are generally done by people who, buy it through multiple people, multiple aliases, don't actually buy 9% of a company themselves fully because it's illegal to do that without telling someone beforehand. You kind of need to register first, that kind of thing there. Bit dodgy in that scenario. Could be just, just sort of there. I don't know how happy his funders would be, though. I mean, they kind of gave him money based on that. So it's like, I'm thinking, okay. Yeah, I gave you money based on your Tesla stock, and now you're just saying, no, you're not going to go with it. Like, what's that about? But yeah, all sorts of things going on here. In other news, there are all sorts of things going on when it comes to the situation where oftentimes you see this, where businesses have this weird thing where they don't obey the law, as Elon Musk doesn't, They don't obey the law when it comes to workers, for example, like trade union crushing, that kind of thing. This particular company, Mr. Price, has been ordered to pay $20,000 for discriminating against a worker who they sacked on maternity. Yeah, this isn't America. I should have said that this isn't America that we're talking about. In this country, you don't fire someone because they're on maternity. That is illegal. If anyone finds out about that, you're gonna face, problems there. The only reason why you might not face problems is if the person doesn't do anything. And along with Boris Johnson resigning, we also have the Sri Lankan PM who agreed to resign as protesters storm the residence of the president. Yeah. So, the calls for the president to resign came due to a collapse of the Sri Lankan economy, apparently. So, situations there. A lot of world leaders resigning. Well, not that many, but you know what I mean. There are a good few that have, had things here. World's changing place. And the Japanese police have also admitted to security flaws as the body of the former PM arrives back home in Tokyo after he was murdered by a gunman. So not too great, not too great at all. And in other news, the deputy chair of Ombudsman has resigned amid investigation into conflicts of interest. So, when you're zoning property, it's not a good idea if you've got a conflict of interest. And I think if there is a conflict of interest, you need to do more than just have the person resign. You need to kind of press charges, because when it comes to property, there is a lot of money to be made there, and especially if you don't zone correctly, because there is a reason why people zone. So if you don't zone correctly, it's like, well, that can cause problems there. So it can. And of course, what did England expect? Families have vowed to keep fighting for the truth 50 years after the Springfield shootings, when the British Army murdered a Catholic priest and 3 young teenagers. So, the British government is currently trying to give immunity to its army officers who committed crimes in Northern Ireland. It's not said that there won't be investigations. What they have said is there won't be any prosecutions, which is kind of dodgy. I don't think it's a very good idea to start giving soldiers immunity. It's a very dangerous route to go down. Looking at it, you think, ooh, yeah, you're going to have problems there. You're going to have massive problems there if you're not careful. Because soldiers are well known for committing very illegal acts on civilian populations. And not even civilian populations. Sometimes just like breaking things like the Geneva Convention, all these sort of things, where it's just outright you're just breaking, you're committing war crimes in some cases, and in other cases no, it's just they are just killing civilians, and who aren't involved in any conflicts. It's like, what did you expect there to get? You should be face consequences for that, don't you think? So it's that kind of thing there, So it's a lot of things going on, To sum it up, Sri Lankan president is set to resign. England is set to give immunity to its soldiers from crimes they committed in Northern Ireland. You have some things where someone who might have had a conflict of interest when it came to property has resigned, but still, as far as I know, has not faced kind of consequences for their actions. The Japanese police said there may have been security flaws. The Sri Lankan PM has resigned as well. Or has agreed to resign, rather. Sorry, I should have said. Mr. Price has said that they will be paying 20,000. Well, they haven't said they've been ordered to pay for, breaking laws when it comes to maternity. England has a situation where a lot of leaders are going in to go for the Tory leadership fun things and all sorts of things that are going on. So that's really it today all sorts of things. Bad news, and bad news, and some good news. But then that'll most likely be followed by bad news. Well, that's the world we have here for us today. That's it. That's the news. Thank you for watching, to the people who have watched. And hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.